Yeah, that's all we had to hear. As soon as Freak say, turn me up, we about to turn up on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't understand. I just don't understand for the select few, and I mean few, that, man, I appreciate you so much for taking the time out your day. And if you listening to the whole 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes conversation, you learning. Your mind is open to other things. But then we came up with this idea, y'all, straight up. About 9 months ago. Came up with this idea. Threw it out there. It's sticking. Ain't sticking to a lot of people. It's sticking to enough people, right? But me and him gets together like once a week for the most part. We best friends. We talk all the time. But once a week we try to come up with something to say. Cause we could talk about good shit all day, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I know he want to interrupt and tell me what y'all really want to hear. What do they really want to hear, man?
They want to hear the fuckery.
That part, you know what I'm saying? They don't
want to hear all this positive energy and all that. They want to hear the tea, the gossip. What's going on with Lil Nas X and his pregnancy?
Damn.
They want to hear about 6ix9ine snitching, Whack 100 co-signing it, the Bloods from the East Coast and the Bloods from the West Coast beefing because, you know, the New York niggas be snitching, all this other shit. What else y'all want to hear about? Y'all want to hear about the pandemic.
No, they don't. No,
niggas are still sick.
No, they don't.
Y'all want to hear about what else?
Man, they want to hear about Kevin Samuels. Cause look, if you on the internet right now, you on our YouTube, go down the list of things and you can see the viewership. When we put stuff out, it seems like the ones they have. We do our own analytics over here, right? We be testing the waters with you all. We could talk about the funny stuff, the stuff that don't even matter, but that ain't changing no minds, it ain't changing nothing, bro. It's really just getting on my nerves, right? Like, it's just white noise in the background. And somehow it just came out that day. You came like, hey, let's talk about Kevin. I'm like, man, I've been seeing this clown. Mm-hmm. Fuck it, let's talk about it. Let's see what happens. And it happened. I'm like, see?
Yeah, I mean, because that's the reality of it is people don't want to learn shit. You know what I mean? Man. They want to be entertained. Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
The focus of R.A.W, what we came up with when we were beginning this, is to create a positive atmosphere for conversation for the community, especially our young black men. And in many ways, people don't want to hear that shit.
Man, I think this is what we got to do. I think moving forward, man, for those who listen, they already know, because you the same group of people that listen every week. So I know y'all real and raw. But it's like we got to give you the fuckery, right? Because that's what y'all want to hear. That's what's going to wake up the world. And we got to give you the backlash of the fuckery.
But you know what? Let me stop you. And to our listeners, it ain't y'all, it's us. Because we ain't gave y'all Monday Night Raw in a good month. You know what I mean? So we ain't mixed up the information with the fuckery. That's what it is. That's our fault, y'all. We've been, you know, with everything going on in the world, and, you know, we both have jobs that we got to worry about and life stuff. You know, this R.A.W, for y'all who have been here since day one, we appreciate y'all. For y'all who have come along the way, we appreciate y'all. But this has all been a learning curve for us. And so, you know, sometimes when you all don't see us put out content, that's just because we really don't have much to say constructive. Because every week, like the homie said, every week we really could come to y'all with the tea. I could tell you about what LeBron's going to do this year. I could tell you about the versus battle. I could talk to you about, you know, the killing going on in Chicago. we could talk about a lot of stuff, but we want to give y'all something that's unique to us and not just kind of fill in with what everybody else is talking about. Brother Polite just got locked up, you know, for some stuff. Everybody's talking about it, so I like to give y'all something different. And then at the same time, we're not a gossip column. We're not here for the gossip and the tea and what's trending. We're here for constructive
conversation, man.
Conversation and information and sharing information.
Like, if you really listen to the show, how you listen to it, you spark this up with somebody else, and then guess what? You gonna get their view on it, their idea. It's gonna start a conversation inside the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our views versus your views versus like what is the collective, what is the moving forward after hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
hearing this, hearing that, and what is the change? How do we get that?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, only people that really want change, they already sitting down. Or they already dead. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being real.
It ain't even
like, man, these smokes doing just like us at work, going to work, playing the role.
But that's the thing. You got to play the game from within the game. People thinking that you could, you know, work your way through one of the most powerful games to ever exist and not play the game, then you're fooling yourself.
Damn.
You know what I mean? This R.A.W. radio is just us putting the energy out. As far as I'm concerned, I could care less about views. I'm not making money off YouTube, so this shit doesn't really matter to me. What matters is that I'm putting it into the ether.
Damn.
It's a bigger responsibility. I don't care who listens. I mean, I would love everybody to listen, but for those that don't listen, God bless. I hope whatever you do listen to gives you some sort of life and injection into your spirit. But this doesn't make or break me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or else we would be talking about the tea and the gossip. Because I watch all sorts of podcasts, from Joe Rogan to the Joe Budden to Star to Tariq Nasheed, to just all sorts of I pull in information from all sorts of different directions. So we can have that conversation. We can go there.
Dang.
You know what I mean? I can go conspiracy if you want to. We can go religious. We can go black, white. We can go, you know, just all sorts of things. But
I think,
you know, what I mean, bro, is it doesn't matter who's listening. What matters is, are we putting out good content? Mm-hmm. And whatever happens with it is just going to happen with it.
Yeah.
But I don't ever want R.A.W. radio. The day I walk away from R.A.W. radio is when it ain't raw no more.
God damn.
And raw, in my definition, always just meant authentic. The conversation, hey, we out here. Shit, what's on your mind? Let's speak that shit.
What up?
You know what is on my mind? Lil Nas X, y'all. I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to figure out what is this guy's talent. I know he had a big hit, you know, so maybe it's just the ride of the 15 minutes of fame, which God bless. That's all good. I got no problem with him in that form, but I have a problem with his sexuality. Like, he's over-sexual, hypersexual. Every time you see him, it's something sexual going on. It's nothing to do with music. It's nothing to do with whatever, you know, is movie. Make a movie or something. Everything don't gotta be. You have to super pump to me that you're gay. You like bussy? God bless you, my friend. We do. R.A.W. radio has no problem with anybody because of their sexual orientation, race, religion. Are you disabled? We have no issues with any of that stuff. None of that matters to us. What we have an issue with is the propaganda that is being placed on our children. Wow. See, that propaganda doesn't mean anything to me because I'm a grown man who can decipher what I'm looking at. But the kids, what are we feeding these kids? We are feeding these kids madness. It's getting worse by the day. And I think it's the end of the world.
It totally is the end of the world. On so many levels, and especially that level right there, because you showed me something earlier about something. Man, I wish we gonna post that shit in the comments in the bio so you can hit that link and see what I seen. Homie showed me some shit that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I think, man, it's the end of the world. We gave up, man. I think we all been living in a social experiment that came to a head. Because it was one thing for you to be sitting in the house swearing up and down, seeming like the crazy man, saying, I think my TV listening to me, man. It's like, man, you tripping. That's the weed. That's not. I think, bro, we talk and then my phone does something. And then, you know, all this shit was like, you conspiracy theory, right? Yeah. Shit is in plain sight now. If you don't see how, like, we R.A.W radio, we trying to navigate and give you content that means something. But even to the point that we dumb ourselves down, let's be real, bro. Because if we came on here talking about some real shit, y'all wouldn't even hear it. They'd take us down.
Yeah.
They would take it down before we even got a chance to post it. Sometimes we post it, it take a day to get up, talking about copyright, all the bullshit. And I'm like, bro, we ain't even do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, I don't know, some of you who are subscribed to our channel on YouTube, for example, you don't get the notifications and then you hit the bell and it doesn't notify you.
But see, that's, to me, that is when we put up content and they strike it, stuff like that. That's the content I want to keep putting.
Mm-hmm. So
that is R.A.W radio, because that lets me know I'm putting out content that's moving the mind state. And so if it's being struck and all that, then that's what we need to be putting out. And that's what we're going to continue to put out. So whether it gets 5 views or, because you never know, it could get 10,000 views and they show you 5. Mm-hmm. So they can discourage you and say, oh, this ain't it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. But
then, so to me, that, you know, we putting out what the real world needs. I was talking to the homie Mon. He was cutting me up. Salute to Mon.
Man, Mom, what's up?
Transcend, all that good stuff. You know, I go get cut up by the homie, and he was asking, you know, what's been good with the show. I'm like, man, we've been a little stagnant lately. And he like, shit, I tap in just to hear what's on y'all mind, because a lot of what's on y'all mind be on my mind.
That part.
That's the shit. That's the type of audience that I want. I don't need to see that I'm reaching everybody or that I got, you know, 15,000 views, and none of that mean nothing. Just get the message. Take the message with you.
Yeah,
I mean, straight up.
See, because so some days, not to put it in that light, but it's like, man, I have a different respect for people who do this stuff. Like, you can go to church every Sunday, the pastor come up with a sermon, right? And sometimes it hits you, sometimes it don't, right? It's hit or miss. But I ain't gonna say that. To go back to what the homie just said, like, man, I got to strike the content. I got that shit in me, right? You meet me in public, in person, nigga, I'm gonna give you that shit, though. Like, to the point where I might go to jail. Because if a motherfucker don't like what I say, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But on here, I got to calm down. And everybody who know me can laugh just like that nigga be about that shit. So with that being said, when he say what's on his mind is Lil Nas X and the bullshit, you see how they bring that to the forefront? All the gossip channels helping him get his notoriety. That's what I'm saying, bro. They helping the dude who, what is he really talented for? But you put him on your channel, you talk about him, you putting him in your feed. It's bringing his shit to the forefront because it ain't real.
And guess what? I'm gonna put him in the title so I can get all them views tied to his name.
Gonna get them views.
We need all that love, man. But that's the thing. That's why I'm saying, if you ever are looking for information, look for all the people that got 10 views. Look for the people that you don't hear, that you don't get the notifications from, because they're usually talking some real shit.
Yeah, you know they usually are.
Like Hassan Campbell's another one. I listen to him. He just speaks some real shit. You know what I mean? Nothing too special, nothing too just shooting that shit over what's going on in the community. I listen to Star, you know what I mean? Star all over the place. He be about the fuckery sometimes, but he got a mad information on there. Different people.
Shout out to people like Burrito, like who tap in.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
People who in the comment sections of that channel, like YouTube, that's like getting your feedback. They're saying you dissecting what we saying and you got something to say as well.
Yeah.
Because I know you out there talking about it to somebody else. It's a conversation starter. Like, man, hey, what you think about this, though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Once we get the conversation started, come together as a collective, then we can start to change. You know what I'm saying? You can help us change the platform in the direction of where we going. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got about 25,000 people want to hear this shit. That's a movement. But you got to be aware they don't want movements to start, though. You feel me?
See, that's why you don't.
It's like a tip. Man, we doing something for the greater good of everybody, though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just don't understand it. Like, niggas going to work, model citizens, been in the streets, did that street shit, dodged all those bullets, and niggas just sat down at 30-some years old like, damn, we really made it. Hold on. We got to go back, though.
Yeah.
Because there's some niggas that don't need to go through that and learn them lessons that we already know. It's knowledge. Like, so all the young men that's listening, nigga, I've been there before. Lost identity, don't know who you are. Man, I've been there before. I just talking to him, lost. Nigga. I finally found myself at like 30 years old, still urban minded, like, nigga, but in a different city. Like, man, I'm still thinking about police. What them niggas thinking? What them niggas looking at? Where my gun at? You know, like that. Like, I wish a nigga would driving around with that energy. That's why I respect the young man in America, young black man in America. Because I know you got a lot of shit on your mind, bro. And, like, it can go to the left at any moment. Because I was one of those brothers.
Yeah.
And, like, if you want to start talking about women and, like, that Kevin Samuels on how to meet a woman, all that, I was out there, didn't know who I was. But, you know, coming across attractive women, all the bullshit. But I ain't going to tell you about the plus side of it. If I don't tell you about the minus, it's balance, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, like, niggas and shed real tears and by themselves in the dark. You know what I'm saying? About what? You know what I'm saying? Whatever it was.
Been really out here.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
Like,
so
been to the bottom. People that know, they know, but, like, motherfucker can really tell you stories from the bottom.
Yeah,
from the real trenches, the trenches that you hear about, you know, can tell you stories from those same trenches. Like, the point of R.A.W. Radio was to
stop that, man.
To stop the next generation from having to go through those same trenches. And just having to go through the same bullshit. Because after a while, man, it just becomes, we can't keep telling the story, but allowing the next generation to go through the same thing, only for them to have the same story to tell. I'd rather them have better stories than us. And as time goes on, we just get better and better and better as the collective. You know what I mean? I don't expect to change the world. I don't expect to change no grown man's mind, grown woman. When I speak, I'm speaking to the youth, the ones that are coming of age, I should say, and the ones that just want to learn something a little bit different, you know what I mean? Just a new perspective. Been saying this from the beginning, my word ain't law, Cuzzo's word ain't law, you know what I mean? We don't have all the answers, but we have a positive answer for you, and you can do with it what you will. And
if a young man out there, man, like, they want to, even the older, whoever want to ask a question, we will go find the answers for you that we come back with. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. At the end of the day and at the beginning of every morning, you make a decision. And every decision comes with consequences.
Yeah.
So my thing, I started R.A.W. Radio on me. It was because, man, I had a kid at 16 years old that's now my son out there in the world with you fools. You know what I'm saying? Playing that game, trying to, you know, getting the wrong role models when he got a role model. But you know what I'm saying? So I put this shit out there for my son, man. Shout out to Head. You know, I love you. But I put this out there for him. Like, if you don't We don't have to be around our young all the time to be trying to be parenting. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to go back to these clips, listen to this shit, and let him know that it came from my mouth. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I was really out here, and I'm really trying to help you navigate through this world. If you want to learn the dumbass shit and go that route, do your shit. But if you want to hear some real shit, I can tell you about what you thinking about doing. Right now, he out there in the city right now working. We had a couple of conversations here lately. Man, ain't doing good. Stressed out with the bill shit, with the money shit. You know what I'm saying? But man, I got a plan. I said, man, you come on back to home base. He like, nah, Dad, I'm going to try to do this shit. You always say try to figure it out. But the dude is out there getting his dollars the honest way and seeing that it's harder than what it looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he said, man, I ain't going to come back. I'm going to just see if I can do this shit. I got a plan. I said, that's all you need is a plan and you executing it. So whatever you come back with. But as a parent, man, you always got to open your doors. So I always say, come back to home base and get back on your feet, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come get some of this knowledge, some of this,
Some of that gumbo.
Yeah, that gumbo, bro. Where you could sit over here and be around men, you know what I'm saying, gather your thoughts, tell us, bounce ideas off each other. Shit, I'm always willing to invest in whatever. He already know I done brought this as a kid. He want to cut hair, I brought him clippers. You know what I'm saying? He talking about he want to do tattoos. I done brought him the tattoo gun. You know what I'm saying? Everything he think he want to do, I'm like, bet. You want to do it, man? Here you go. How much is going to cost us, man? Whatever. You know, start something from nothing. So back to what Raw Radio is to me is that. It's a way you can, man, forever be set in stone. That you was on that. Like me and him was talking about Tupac at 25. Just imagine if we had the internet we have now. The message would have got out there, stayed out there, because this shit's still out there off them CDs and tapes and stuff, because he was talking the real. You know what I'm saying? You can relate to that shit in 2021, 2041, because the narrative never changed, you idiot.
But see, that's when that's the difference. Tupac's music is still relevant today because it was speaking to the community. The difference between Pac and Jay-Z or Pac and Biggie, all that, is that Pac's music spoke to the young black man, period. Right? Biggie was a dope rapper, but Biggie never spoke to nobody. If he did speak to somebody's soul, it was probably some New York shit or Brooklyn. Like Sky's the Limit to me is my favorite Biggie track. Because it's just, everybody could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? A nigga never been as broke as me. I like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or shit like that. But I remember thinking about it one day because they were talking about the most influential artists of all time. Some people say Jay-Z, some people say Tupac. Reason why Tupac is more influential is because, first of all, he had a universal appeal. He's from New York, then spent time in Baltimore, then Oakland, then LA. So he already had that universal, east side, west side. Like when you talk to a Jay feels like Brooklyn. He feels like New York. Mm-hmm. Nas feels like Queensbridge. Mm-hmm. So forth and so on. You could Snoop Snoop isn't relatable to me. I'm from the Midwest. I don't relate to low riders and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you like them to a point, right? Mm-hmm. Pac was more just universal because it wasn't about, I don't know, his music is just it's fucking universal. Like DMX is a little more universal, a little bit, because it's just about the struggle, the pain, the anger, mm-hmm. the happiness, the fun. That's what, like Tupac, back to Tupac. That's what his music represents. The full spectrum of what a young black man is. Mm-hmm. He's young, he's ambitious, he's sad, he's angry, he's a menace, and he's hurt by God. Then you know what I mean? Like, so I don't even know why I got on that subject, but that's raw radio shit. We getting back to spitting some shit and not knowing what we talking about.
Man, shit. I just had to let y'all know
What was I talking about? I don't know why I got on that subject.
No, because when you putting real shit out there, that's what it was. And you said
facts, but it's an age old story, and that's why it's still relevant to this day. Because what Tupac was talking about in '93 relates to day right now.
Yeah,
being young, black, ambitious. Sometimes he's sad, sometimes he's happy, sometimes he's celebrating, sometimes he's, you know what I mean? It's not always about selling crack.
Yeah.
Sometimes the sad story is you worked this whole week, but your check wasn't big enough.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the part that separates. That's where I'm at with it, is separating the bullshit. It's 2021 and this 50-year-old rapper still hanging on the block talking about we outside in a fucking pandemic. This is the shit that I'm talking about. It's not, you know what I mean? When is the party over? Like, we still on some club shit. It's 2021, G. It's a pandemic. It's been a war. It's a fucking insurrection. They mobbed the Capitol. They were talking about race riots a year ago. And y'all niggas is still in clubs. Talking about not even in clubs, on the block, talking about we outside. You get what I mean? It's totally time to destroy the love of black destruction.
Damn. Now that's some shit right now. I'm with that.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. On the real.
When I ramble, y'all, that's because I'm trying to get to these points, and sometimes I just gotta talk and then it'll come out. But that was my main point, was we have to get to a point that we want to destroy black destruction. Whether it's rap, whether it's the stuff that we're seeing on TV. Now, to the average listener who hears, well, rappers just rap about what they see and what they know. I agree with you 100%. But guess what? Let me throw this at you. You're not talking about Chief Keef, who's, 21, 22. You're not talking about a 25-year-old. You're talking about rappers who are 45 and 50. And they're still talking about being outside on some gang shit. Pure destruction. They're not sending their kid. Their kids ain't in the projects with them, with the gun on them, with some cracks in their slippers and all this bullshit that they feed in your shorties and mine. Same way with the dude with the with all this super feminine stuff.
Lil Nas X. Yeah.
You get what I mean? That promotes destruction. Not because something's wrong with a person's orientation. That's for your bedroom, though. You know what I mean? Like, I got to watch what I say right now just off strength that's a real touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we're still men. And in order to grow our people and to create a better tomorrow, we need boys and girls liking each other and making babies and making positive babies.
That's the thing, bro.
So I don't care what nobody says. Listen, you're not going to like the subject, but the subject needs to be had, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of this culture of this effeminization came from that prison culture. Now, a lot of the prison culture came from the same rap culture I was talking about earlier, the same one that's telling you to we outside. Our shorties are being fucking slaughtered out here. Slaughtered. And this ain't because of just the police. The police are not doing 700 murders in a year.
Slaughtered.
And nobody wants to stop and quit fucking with these dudes. My point, this is on some real shit. On some real shit. See, I don't listen to rap like that. People that know Neil, I don't listen to rap. I listen to fucking rock and roll. I listen to the Beatles. All You Need Is Love. I listen to shit that makes you think of something different than murdering a fucking black man for no fucking reason. Because of a flag or his hat is cocked a certain way or any of that shit.
Yeah. That part.
Now, we can all talk about it, but we all celebrate it the minute we quit talking about it. Because everybody got some murder, kill shit playing in their stereo when they go outside. I got some too. I'm not in the mood for it today.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? But we have to kill. We got to start killing these narratives. It's bigger than the white man and fucking, the white man, he coming with his white man shit and doing white shit. Get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Your true power is from yourself, and you have to create the narrative. Don't let nobody create that narrative for you. You are the flow.
That part.
I mean,
but man, he totally right on so many levels. People, like, if you don't understand anything, when we talk about rappers and all this other shit, like, this the shit that we see. These people don't understand their influence. We, like you said, we can decipher the difference between I'm upset right now, I'm not feeling good, or I'm pissed off, let me go home. Some of you got vices, you might drink, you might smoke, whatever. But when you 18 to 25, 26, maybe even 40, you little idiot, you don't know. It's because of that music you heard that make you want to go grab a banger and pop a nigga, and it's like you sitting down in jail right now crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I fucked up. I really wasn't that mad. It really wasn't worth all that. So, man, we got to kill the narrative. Like you said, the slaughtering of the culture. We ain't going to have no black folks out here if everybody gay, locked up, dead, or in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, let's keep it real. We're the only culture that celebrates our own death. Yeah. And cries about our death at the same time. That's the part that angers me personally.
Fuck. We need more.
We cry about the same death that we fucking celebrate. That's it. There ain't no white man doing shit. You're doing it to yourself. And then until we just start saying this is what, all right, I'll keep $100. I'm a heavy drinker. Heavy, like kill yourself type drink. I can wake up tomorrow, have 2 cases of beer in me by the time it's fucking noon. Self-destruction. When I decided that to do my sobriety, that was ending my own self-destruction, breaking generational curses.
What the fuck?
It's bigger than just, I don't want to drink no more. I just decided one day, man, my nigga, like, let's try a real obstacle that God gave me by myself. This ain't got nothing to do with the white man. This ain't got nothing to do with real shit. This got nothing to do with daddy wasn't here. It's got nothing to do with nothing. Self-destruction. God. So I've had to wake up and say, this is something that I am in control of, because there's a lot we're not in control of, and that's where a lot of frustration comes. But so instead of bitching at y'all about what y'all should be doing, I'm gonna take some time, work on myself.
God, man, did we just have a spiritual breakthrough? I feel like, man, we need to have the church say amen. That's what the church say amen. But that's on some real shit, nigga. No, not to cut him off. Everybody who listen need to listen to that. It ain't about what we talk about or whatever, about what you hear, what you see. You self-destructing yourself on whatever your vice is. You know what that is.
You know what it is.
Motherfucker, you already know what it is. You sitting in there, you doing it right now. You about to go do it. If it ain't women, if it ain't drinking, if it ain't drug, fuck it. Sometimes it's a career. Sometimes it's that. Yeah. If it ain't standing up for yourself, you self-destructing yourself. Learn how to, what he did. Once you start take away the destruction of yourself, then you will wake the fuck up and able to hear what we say every week to you motherfuckers. Like, this is the Matrix. The shit you thought was real, really not real. So I think we talking to a lot of sleep ass people. Nigga, I was in, about 3-4 years, nigga, I took my son to LA, nigga. We had shirts that said, I'm awake, that glowed in the dark. People like, I'm awake too. No, you really not, nigga. I'm not buying into your bullshit. I'm spending quality time with my son, taking him out of town, showing him the ropes and shit. I was awake then. You feel me? Spending my money, spending his time, because that's the only thing that we can't buy back. Yeah. We self-destruction in our free time, because we don't have a lot of it. We using our free time to self-destruct. We buying into this bullshit.
Yeah.
So if you ain't listening to Raw Radio for anything else, man, just go find yourself, nigga.
And there's so much information, not to cut your wisdom, but there's so much information on the internet, man. Nowadays, man, I wake up, I think of something. It may be I want to build something. I want to know how Jupiter works. And I'll just look at it and just study. I mean, feed yourself something else. Cut off that social media for a while. Social media is very much necessary, especially nowadays, because your jobs are tied to it. You know, and then it helps to connect you. You know, I'm not from Texas, so I can keep up with my family a lot more with social media. So use it for that positive energy, but all this negative shit, cut it out. And, man, keep doing you. Hopefully everything we said today means something to somebody who's listening. And man, we're all here together. Take care of yourself. The better you are and the better you treat yourself is the better you're going to treat the world. Ooh. And that makes a better world for all of us. That's why I'm doing my part on myself so I could be better by the time I see y'all. Man, we're going to make a better world out of all this shit. R.A.W.
R.A.W. and we out. But look, let me one more thing. If you listen to it for 36 minutes and you ain't share this with nobody, you doing yourself a disservice. You helping them self-destruct themselves because you listen to it long enough that you found some wisdom and knowledge in that, especially towards the end, 6 minutes. This nigga started talking about some self-destruction that made me want to share the tear. You know what I'm saying? Because I done seen this brother I've been knowing him over 20 years, and man, I done seen him destruct himself, and I used to be mad at. But man, I'm looking at a different man. Man, I'm talking on the mic with a different man every day. So I know the power of once you decide to change, not for nobody, but for yourself, you will be a different motherfucker, and the world will be a better place. And our communities especially be a better place. R.A.W. we out.